talk specifically about long-acting insulin. In general, you should never share insulin with anyone. That's just true of all medications. They are prescribed by your healthcare provider or doctor specifically for you or your child. And the dose is very specific. The reason is very specific, and it should be treated as such. So here are some things about long-acting insulin. It's usually the same time every day. There are instances where we split it and give half in the morning, half in the evening, but that's more of an exception than the typical rule. When you open your insulin pen or vial, it should always be clear, never cloudy. You should never mix two insulins together, ever. It comes in both vials and pens. What you get just depends on your doctor and center, and unfortunately sometimes what insurance dictates, as there might be a difference in cost. And again, long-acting insulin covers the sugar that is released overnight and throughout the day. It's not necessarily what we eat. So it is important to never forget long-acting insulin, because it works in between meals and the times when rapid-acting insulin does not. Then there are some issues with storage, and essentially all unused insulin should be stored in the refrigerator, never in the freezer. It should never be left in a hot car or frozen in a cold day. And of course, never ever skip your long-acting insulin dose, and talk to your healthcare team. So there are several branded products. They go by these names that you see here. Lantus is also similar to something called Basaglar. The generic sometimes is called Glargine. There's another one called Levemir, and then there's a slightly different one called Tresiba. So Lantus and Levemir are easy to remember because they both start with the letter L, and you can think of L for long-acting as well as Lantus or Levemir. And then Tresiba we use maybe less so than the other two. So all of these, they sort of start, the onset's about an hour or so to reach what we call steady state, or to fully kick in. An hour to two, and then they sort of last for a long time and they come off. So they're not going to drastically drop blood sugar really fast, unlike rapid-acting insulin.